What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today we're going to be getting into a more scientific-based video. This is one of the things that I enjoy watching. This is something that covers possibilities and the different things that science could bring to us as a society. I think that science is one of the most important things to humanity, and I think it's something that we should be heavily investing in and heavily trying to push forward, because not only does it make our lives easier, but it makes things possible that we never knew was possible. I feel like the closest thing we ever will get to what magic is science. Science will make us do things that a previous generation of people would have thought was impossible, or would have thought was mystical and unexplainable in a previous lifetime. So that's just my opinion. I look forward to seeing what this video has to offer. This video is by Watch Mojo. I will have a link for their channel at the end of the video, and I will have a link for the original video in the description box down below if you want to do a reaction to it yourself, or if you want to add it into your video. Maybe you're doing a reaction, or maybe you're doing a more customized video that you were just looking to add this to it. That's the link that you would use to get the original video. Anyway, with that being said, let's jump into this.
Do you think you know reality? Do you think you know what's real and possible from what's fake and impossible? Well, think again. Because if the latest generation of physics research has taught us anything, it's that nothing is quite as it seems. And that trend is set to continue in a big way in the coming days, months, years, and decades. Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're taking a closer look at 6 breakthroughs in physics predicted during your lifetime. Of all the pillars of traditional scientific thought, including biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics, it arguably was physics that guided most of what happened to human civilization in the 20th century. With one Albert Einstein at the helm, working at the beginning of the 1900s, we gradually came to refine our understanding of the physical world around us. And while not everything has played out for the best, such as the splitting of the atom and the development of nuclear weaponry, it was that early work by Einstein and others that laid the foundation for things like today's particle accelerators, fusion reactors, nanotechnology, and even gene therapy. What's perhaps surprising then is that
I think the next big breakthrough that we're going to experience is with AI. Now, some people are like, well, obviously we're already jumping into AI now, but I think that AI is going to become much more implemented in a lot of different things. AI is going to be the thing that I feel like AI is going to be the what is the stuff that you put when you're building a wall, the stuff in between the bricks, the mortar or whatever. I think that AI is going to be that. What we can do for ourselves, AI is going to be able to get in between the cracks of that and fill things in. When you talk about, let's say you're playing a video game, and human artists can only go so far with their ability to replicate and create things, because you have to essentially predict what a player is going to do, or the certain angle the player is going to be viewing from, and things like that. So your art has to be able to get the best that you can in that situation. But there's also the animators and the riggers and things like that your art may look great in when the character's standing still, or when they're in a particular pose, but you don't really know what's going to happen on the in-between, the transitions between animations and things like that. And there's no way for an artist to be able to predict that type of stuff, whereas AI could fill in the gap. AI could be the mind inside of the machine as it's going on, that's adjusting and adapting on the fly. So you don't have to predict, oh, well, I want this character to look like this because they're going to do this attack, and I want this thing to happen, but you're doing it preemptively. It hasn't happened. You're assuming what the character is going to look like with this particular look. So you're okay, I want it to look like this when it does this. AI will be able to like look at it as it's happening and change things on the fly and do it in such a fast way that the person playing the game wouldn't be able to like tell that it's just being adjusted right then and there. Like it'll be able to correct physics. It'll be able to create more realistic looking graphics and keep things going like on the fly, like in real time. Yeah, I think AI is going to be the next big thing until it eventually gets so sophisticated that we just like give it a command and it just does all the work itself. And that combined with like computers and things like that that'll throw us into the future. Like, I think that'll be the future, that futuristic look that you always see in like the older movies and things like that. I think that's what's going to do that. As long as it stays positive, there's always that possibility of the Terminator outcome.
Nanotechnology, and even gene therapy. What's perhaps surprising then is that all predictions are that we're still only just at the beginning. The Large Hadron Collider at CERN is arguably the most influential facility in modern physics, although it is by no means the only particle accelerator around, with Fermilab being probably the most famous in North America, for example. Regardless, we can and should expect a steady stream of discoveries to emerge out of these spectacular bits of kit. While the Higgs boson God particle is a tough act to follow, researchers are hot on the heels of yet more previously undetected particles, such as the axion, which we took an in-depth look at in another recent video. More broadly than that, however, those at CERN are perhaps most interested in what are known as supersymmetric particles. This all has to do with theories on supersymmetry, which, according to CERN, is an extension of the standard model that aims to fill in some of the gaps, predicting a partner particle for each particle in the standard model. It's expected that these partner particles, which were around in the very first instances post-Big Bang, should then be generated under certain conditions at CERN's LHC, and therefore it's only a matter of time before we hear more about them. If the LHC is a key facility in physics, however, then nuclear energy is a key concept. It certainly has a checkered past, thanks to nuclear weapons, nuclear plant disasters, and historic mismanagement of nuclear waste.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, times could soon be a-changin' in the nuclear sector as the world searches ever more desperately for suitable energy supplies.
If we could get this stupid-ass monkey that is like big oil and stuff off our damn backs. We got so many corporations and lobbyists trying to keep us stuck in the finite fuel resources that we're hindering ourselves. It's like what happened in like the Dark Ages. Like we're holding back progress because of people that are too afraid to step into the future.
With fossil fuels on the way out, and despite the various benefits of wind, solar, and others, increasing numbers are predicting a second coming for the fusion reactor. There are possible changes in the footing too, though, including a debated switch to thorium rather than uranium-based nuclear power, which could bring many of the positives without the negatives, such as without its use within weapons. Now, in whichever guise, it's not as though nuclear energy has ever really gone anywhere. In many countries, including the US and France, it already reigns as a major energy contributor, but it has struggled to shake its dirty and dangerous reputation, with a greater emphasis placed on safety and with innovative plans to more safely dispose of nuclear waste, including various initiatives to bury it further down than ever before, and perhaps even to within the subductive realms of Earth's mantle. It could be that someday soon the world's distrust of nuclear will dissolve.
It's like something's either getting inserted in or getting
are in development for space travel as well.
Like pitched
and
out.
It might even become the trendiest option around.
Either way,
for better
didn't
or
look
worse.
good.
But really, even nuclear energy could soon become old hat in the shadow of our third potential breakthrough, the capture and utilization of dark energy. Ever since we've understood that the universe is not only expanding, but that its expansion is also accelerating, the quest has been on to get to grips with the mysterious something, dark energy, that's fueling that acceleration. Get a hold on that level of power, and really there could be no limit to what we might achieve. So how close are we? At present, not particularly close. But if the history of physics has taught us one thing, it's that can change very quickly.
Yeah.
According to some predictions, dark energy could even represent a fifth fundamental force known as quintessence, a kind of power inbuilt with the universe that can be attractive or repulsive. and is then perhaps crucial to understanding how the universe began and how it will end. In fact, if scientists do hammer out a clear definition of dark energy in the next few years, then we could all finally come to know the ultimate fate of the universe. Big Rip, Big Freeze, Big Bounce, or any other model. That would clearly be
Never heard
a
of Big
major
Bounce.
moment in time.
That
But of
sounds
course,
interesting.
physics isn't always all to do with only the very biggest mysteries of reality. There are countless more practical applications for life just on Earth, and one that could become especially useful in the coming years is physical oceanography. It's by now well known that our oceans are seriously underexplored, which means that they're still shrouded in mystery. But a developing physical approach could well turn the sea into something that's understood in literally minute detail, down to the particles within and the tidal forces at play. We can already to some degree map the waves, but by continuously crunching physical data into contemporary computers, soon we'll no longer be guided by vague oceanographic maps with just a few arrows pointing here and there, but instead we'll have all the analytics we could hope for. Water temperature, salinity, and ferocity, the sea's chemical makeup, and its physical impact on the atmosphere it laps up towards. These are all processes that the Earth cycles through day after day, minute after minute, but physical oceanography aims to take the guesswork out of monitoring them. Approached in this way, it's as though the water on Earth is a machine in itself, ticking along and hopefully without any major problems. Physics can open up that machine though, potentially to maintain it and perhaps even to improve it. In the future, it's hoped that a physical approach will enable us to better look at such fundamental processes at other locations away from Earth too, including within stars and within our own sun. The physics of plasma has been a hot topic for more than a century now, but although plasma is recognized as the fourth state of matter, after solid, liquid, and gas, and although it's also the most abundant ordinary matter in the universe, there's still so much we don't know about it. From the lightning that cracks through our atmosphere to the accretion disks that seem to leak out of black holes, plasma is all around, and physicists are trying their best to tame it. So far, we have plasma propulsion methods being trialed during high-end rocket launches. But beyond plasma television screens, it can feel as though there hasn't been much of a crossover into everyday life. In the coming years, that could well change, with scientists and engineers capitalizing on the variability of plasma products. We could even see plasma medicines developed in some cases, in fields such as dermatology and dentistry, and increasingly within the future treatment of cancer. But finally, and to what arguably links all of these other examples, the search for a theory of everything. Otherwise known as the ultimate theory, this would be an unbreakable universal framework to fully and seamlessly explain reality. At present, physicists have general relativity and quantum mechanics to work within, and both make a whole lot of sense within themselves. However, science is yet unable to link the two completely into one single model. Perhaps the simplest way to do that would be to discover an understanding of quantum gravity, that is, gravity as per quantum principles. But so far, there's no such thing. In the minds of some, string theory is our best bet toward achieving this holiest of holy grails. According to string theory, at the very base level of reality, there is a mesh of tiny vibrating strings, humming away and steadily rendering all that we see, know, and feel. It's an unproven framework, but if it were correct, then it could mean that there's as many as 10 dimensions to existence, dramatically expanding our horizons beyond the 4 that we currently comprehend. Will a theory of everything actually arrive during our lifetimes? Only time will tell. But there is hope that it, along with all the other predictions covered in today's video, really could one day change the world forever.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
Yeah, like just seeing the possibilities that science could bring, like, is so mind-blowing to me. Like I look forward to the day when we can like look back on, like, let's say like 50 years in the future, and we can look back and see like just how much society has progressed through science and innovations and things like that. Seeing how life has changed between that time period, like just going back and looking. I was about to say look 50 years in the past, but oh, that's like 1975, ain't it? Like, what is it? 85, 95, 2005, 2015. Yeah, that's 1970. That's not too far back. Life was still different at that time. Like, life was still very different. So it's the point still stands, but it doesn't stand as much as I thought it did. Now I kind of feel depressed. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If you know any breakthroughs that are like possibilities that could happen in our lifetimes that wasn't featured in this video, be sure to let me know. Because I've gone through like Reddit posts that have had similar discussions to this. And usually people in the comments tend to be very knowledgeable of like little things that are happening right now that maybe people haven't heard of. And it's like news to other people. And it's like, oh shit, that's okay. That's cool. So if you happen to know anything like that, be sure to go in the comment section and let me know. Anyways, I'm Devon DaVinci. I look forward to seeing you guys in my future videos. Again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and go check out Watch Mojo, and because they have a lot of like top 10 style lists and stuff like that. So if you enjoy that type of content, then be sure to check them out because they're like the kings of the list videos. Anyway, I'm gonna give you the deuces, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.